This is the Roulette Master, and I cannot wait to introduce you to the incredible new Prime Press Roulette system with Jackpot Street by Todd. And he says he's doing incredible with this one, and when you hit the street, it is unbelievable. And let's get started, and I'll share with you how it works. And here we go. We're going to have a $10 bet on the 0000123. We're also going to have a $10 bet on the 1013 double street. And then we're going to have a $10 bet on the 2225 double street. And we're going to have a $10 bet on a jackpot street, 34, 35, 36. This is a $40 bet to start, and let's go ahead and spin. And let's see what we get here, and I'll share with you how this incredible new roulette system works. That's a 7 red. Okay, we lost the first one. So if you lose it, you just go from 10 to 20 on each of these bets. So let's go ahead and start by doing that. And spin. This is an $80 total bet now. And let's see if we can get a win. That is a 3 red, and that is a win. That's a $60 win. Fantastic. And when you get a win with this system, what you do is you press it. So we're going to press it from 80 to 160 and try to get a massive win here. Here we go. Okay, that's a 27 red. And we got it. That's an $80 win. We're going to reset, and I'll share with you what happens if you lose on that one coming up. But let's go back to our original bet of $40 now and spin. And if you hit around the zeros, this system works really well. A lot of the numbers in these areas are around the zeros, and that's a 27 red. That's a nice $20 win. We're up 120 bucks already. And remember, when you win, you press the bet. So let's go from 40 to 80 and spin. And here we go. That's a 35 black. How about that? We pressed it and we hit the jackpot street. That's a $160 win. We're already up $280. But let's go back to where we started, and I'll share with you what happens when you do have more losses and how to deal with those. With the Prime Press Roulette system with Jackpot Street by Todd. And that is another win there, $20 win. We're up 300. We're going to go ahead and press that bet. So let's go ahead and spin, and let's see what we get here. All right, that's a 21 red. Okay, so if you lose on the press, what you do is you go back to where you were before you pressed, which we were at 40, and we just go up 1 to 50. So let's go ahead and we'll go back to 50 on each. Let's go ahead and place those. 50, 50. And then we have 50 here and 50 right there. Now we're at a $200 total bet, and let's spin. That's a 34 red. How about that? That is a jackpot. That's a $400 win. Now we're up $620. Anytime you hit a jackpot, you restart immediately, and we're going back to 40. So let's clear those out and place the bets again. And then I'll share with you another way to place the bets on this as well that Todd uses. But let's go ahead and spin again here. We'll keep going this way for a little bit, and I'll show you the other options to the system. That's a 31 black. Okay, and that's a $40 loss. Again, if we lose, we just go up a unit. So we go 10 to 20. Okay, and let's go ahead and spin. $80 total bet. And here we go. You also need to know what happens if you get a win and you're not in session profit. That will be important to know as well, and that's coming up. We lost again, so we're going to go to 30 now. 30 on each. And here we go. And again, a lot of these numbers are near the zeros, but we can play it away from the zeros as well, which I'll show you later. And here we go. That's a 17 black. Okay, we lost again. We're going to have to increase again. And now we're at $40 each. We're still up $380, but let's go ahead and spin here, and let's see what we get. Okay, that's a 26 black. Okay, we got an $80 win, so we're going to press the bet. We're going to go to 320 and spin. And if we lose this one, well, we'll go over both options here. That's a 15 black. We got the win. If we had lost that one, we go back to where we were before we pressed and add a unit. So we are currently up $620, and we're going back to where we started. So let's go ahead and do that. And there's our jackpot street again. Let's go ahead and spin. And you can play this for less money as well. This is a $2,000 bankroll system, but you can reduce it as much as you want. Just use your basic math skills to adjust that. And Let's see here. That was a good win. We're going to need to press that bet because you press the bet after you win on this one. So let's go ahead and press it and spin. See if we can get a back-to-back win here. And look at that. That's another jackpot. That's a 35 black. That's a $160 win. Now we're up 800 bucks. We're going to go back to 40 where we started and spin. And here we go. All right, let's see what we get here. That is a 2 black. That's another nice win. We're going to press that bet and spin. And this is the Prime Press Roulette System with Jackpot Street by Todd. That's a 22 black. That's a nice $40 win. We're up $870, and we're going to go back to where we started at 40 and spin. And again, this is if you want to play it where if it's around the zeros, you do pretty well. That's a 36. That's another jackpot number. And as hot as this is, we might just stay right here. But he says you can mix the bets up. And we're up $950. And you always reset after a jackpot. This has been huge so far. But let's see what happens when things don't go well. We're going to keep testing this. Make sure you stick around for that. And that's a $40 loss. We'll go up a unit on all these. Because you need to know how it works when you don't have good luck as well. And that's why we're going to continue to test this. Make sure you stick around and see, see what happens when we get tested on this one. Okay, that's a $40 win. We're up $950, and we're going to press the bet. So let's go ahead and spin, and let's see what we get here. Okay, that's a 32 red. That is a loss. So if you lose when you're pressing the bet, you go half of what you were before, which is 80, and then we go up on that. So we'd go back to 80, and then we'd go up 10 on each. So that would be, let's see, so that would be 10, 20, 30, 40. Let's just go ahead and put those back out there again. All right, here we go. So we'll go back to the 80 first. That'll make it a little bit easier to remember what to do here. And so that's where we were before. And then now we're just going to add $10 to each. So that's the easy way of doing it. And now we're back at 120 total bet. Let's go ahead and spin. That's a 6 black. And we lost. So we're going to go up another unit. And now we're at 40 each. Here we go. That's a 160 total bet there. All right, that's a 31 black. Another loss. So we'll go up another unit. And again, you can definitely play this for less with smaller bets if you want, especially if you're playing automated or playing online, whatever you're able to do. Just remember to reduce the bankroll by the same amount as the starting bet, and same way if you increase it. And we lost again, so let's increase again. Now we're at 60 each. Okay, and we're up 310 right now. We need to get some wins here. We've had a bunch of consecutive losses, and let's see if we can get a win. And how about that? That's a jackpot, and you always reset with a jackpot win. So we're up 790. We reset. So we're going to go up back to, let's see, these ones right here and here. And let me make sure that's right. Let's see here. Actually, that one needs to be, let me make sure these bets are right here. And then the fourth one, actually it goes right there. So you can put it wherever you want though. The key is that you have, three double streets and one street. In fact, Todd says that if you want to move those around, you can actually move them to this spot right here. And that gives you, and then you pick a street somewhere. You can pick it wherever you want. You could pick it even right here, and that would get you away from the zeros. So let's go ahead and try that and see what happens. And let's go ahead and spin. And here we go. So you really can move those around. It's not a huge deal. Just the key is the progression on this one. So let's go ahead now, and let's go ahead and increase those by 1 unit. But the key is you always have 3 double streets and 1 street. So we're at $80 total now, and let's go ahead and spin. Okay, that's a 34 red. Oh man, I guess we shouldn't have moved them. But you never know when you're playing roulette. Let's go ahead and let's increase those again and spin. And let's see what we get here. All right, that is a 24 black. And we lost again, so I guess we should have left them there. Let's go ahead and increase again. And this is why we test these things for a while, though, to see what happens. You know, if you do go on a really bad run, what happens? What happens if you do go on a really good run? I will say, Todd says that if you do hit the jackpot street, it's a good time to cash out with this system. So let's press this bet because we got the win, and let's go ahead and spin here at 320 total bet and see what we get. That's a 17 black, and we got the win on the press. Fantastic. So we're up $790. Let's go back to where we started. And again, these bets are a little bit different, different placement. And then let's stick with that 1, 2, 3 jackpot street now, and let's go ahead and spin. So yeah, Todd says if you hit the jackpot street, which we've hit, more than once, man, we should have left it there. It just keeps hitting that last street there. So let's go ahead and increase though. And I just wanted to show you a few different options for where you can place the bets on this one. And obviously, if you do the 0, 00, there's 5 instead of there's 5 numbers instead of 6 numbers. So keep that in mind as well. And let's go ahead and increase those by 1 unit. But it still works either way. Just that's if you're playing around the zeros, you definitely want to do the 0, 00, 1, 2, 3. So he would have already cashed out by now, but we're just testing this to see how it deals with crazy losses. And we just hit a jackpot, guys. We're back up $910. So let me show you the original bet again, so that you can see that. And then, all right, here we go. Okay, that's so 3 streets, and then we have that $40 total bet out there. All right, let's go ahead and spin. That's a 14 red. That's a $20 win. Let's press that. So we double it, but then if we lose, we go back to where we were before we pressed, and then go up a unit. So that's a 15 black, and we got the press. Okay, now we're up $970. We're going to go ahead and reset, and let's put those back out there. And let's see here. And again, you just need 3 double streets and a street for that one. And let's see here. So we have that bet. We have let's pick this. Let's just do the street now. Okay, there we go. And that's a $40 total bet. Let's go ahead and spin. All right, that's an 8 black. And that's a loss, so let's go up a unit. Okay, now they're at 20 each. So this is definitely a way to make a lot of money quickly. That's why Todd says to cash out if you do hit a jackpot street. Okay, so let's go ahead and increase that. Now they're at 30 each, and that's a 120 total bet. All right, that's a 29 black there. Another loss. Let's go up another unit. And again, you could also do this with dollar bets and a $200 bankroll. So remember that as well. You don't have to place these huge bets if you don't want to. And remember, never gamble with money that you can't afford to lose. That's a 36 red. And that's another jackpot, $320 win. We made $1,050 profit. Let's just stop right there. I like seeing a comma, but remember, Todd says to cash out when you hit the jackpot for the first time. So don't keep playing really long periods with this one. This is one where you want to win a bunch of money and cash out and declare victory over the casino, just like those cash out shirts at the roulettemaster.com. Again, I've been wearing those in the casino to remind me, and it's actually helping. It helps me cash out when I'm ahead and declare victory over the casino and be happy because, again, the times when you really lose a lot of money is when you get up first and then you get down and then you try to get back to where you were. You press it, and then you end up losing a ton. So remember, that's why I wear the cash out shirts, and you can get those at theroulettemaster.com. And they say declare victory on the back because that's what you're doing when you take money from the casino and head out of Dodge. So I hope you enjoyed that one, and please send your systems to roulettemaster.c@gmail.com, and that's roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. And if you're enjoying the content, please subscribe to the channel. and that would be fantastic. And now we have a system coming up that's trending on YouTube. If you want to stick around, I think you'll really enjoy it. Let's get started with that right now. Thanks for sticking around. I think you're going to absolutely love this incredible system that's trending on YouTube right now. This is the Indestructible red and black roulette system. Let's get started. This is the Roulette Master, and I can't wait to share with you this new incredible roulette system by Mark Gannon. He said that he has tested this system in 2 different simulators with over 1,000 spins on each and 0 losses. So that sounds pretty incredible. I can't wait to see how it performs today. He calls this the Indestructible red and black winning roulette strategy, and I can't wait to get started. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, and I'll show you everything you need to know. So we're going to be following the reds that are up there right now, the 18 and the 27. So we're going to start with a $10 bet on red. But this strategy is not going to stay follow the winner color all the way through. That's just going to be one aspect of this. And let's go ahead and see what we get here to start out. And that is a $10 win there. And if you win, then you stay on the color that you're on. And we're going to bet $10 again. We're up 10. And here we go. Let's see what we get here. Okay, that is a 1 red. Okay, that's another win. So we're going to stay on red for 10, and we're up $20. So let's go ahead and spin again here and see what we get. And that's a 4 black, but there's a lot more to this system, so make sure you hang on. And we're going to stay on follow the winner color unless we have 2 losses in a row, and we're going to increase by 1 unit. So now we're going to be at 20. You can see we're currently up 10 after that loss, but let's go ahead and spin here. If we lose 2 in a row, then we're going to switch it up. But we did not. So we stay with the color that is hit until we do lose 2 in a row. So we're going to be on black again. And we make sure we're in session profit, and that allows us to go back to $10. So let's go ahead and spin there. And like I said, he said he's done this over 1,000 times on 2 different simulators, 0 losses. So I can't wait to see. I'm going to try to play for a while today to see if that's rings true. And that is a 00. When you hit 00, he says you don't change the color pattern. So we're going to be on black for 20 now. And let's go ahead and spin. And again, you have to have 2 losses in a row to change from follow the winner to chop. And I'll go over that more as we go through. That's a $20 win. And we'll stay on black for 10 because we're in session profit at $40. So there's a lot more to this as well, so you stay tuned and we'll cover everything. This is a $1,500 bankroll system, and that's a $10 loss there. So we keep track of how many losses in a row we have. We're still on follow the winner color, and we're going to add a unit after losses. So now we're going to have a $20 bet on red, and let's go ahead and spin. That's a 15 black. Okay, so that is a loss right there at 20. So now we're going to do 1 more on follow the winner color, and if we lose that, then we will switch. So you can see the last bet was 20, so we're going to go to 30 and spin. Here we go. Okay, that's a 26 black. Okay, so we restart the counting and we go back to 10 because we're in session profit at 40, and we'll still be on black for 10. And let's go ahead and spin. And part of the reason he hasn't lost is because he resets every chance that he can. And that's a 20 black. So we'll stay on black for 10. We're currently up $50. And once we do have 2 losses in a row, we're going to go ahead and switch to from follow the winner to chop. And what I mean by chop is the opposite. So that's a win there. We'll stay on black for 10. We're up 60, and let's go ahead and spin. All right, here we go. And that's an 8 black. All right, we're riding the wave here, so we'll have another $10 bet on black. We're currently up $70, and here we go. But stick around till we have some losses so I can show you how to deal with those. And there's 1, so we keep track of that. We have 1 loss in a row, so we're going to stay with follow the winner color, add a unit after a loss. So now we have 20. And let's see what we get here. If we lose this one, which we, well, he says he doesn't count the 00s as losses, those, but you do increase the bet. So we're going to go to 30 on red But if it had been black, then we would have switched to the chop. So let's just increase the bet to 30. And here we go. That's a 25 red. Okay, so that stops the streak there. So we're still on follow the winner color. We're up 70, and we're back to 10 on red. Again, reset every chance you get if you're close to session profit. That's how he keeps his bankroll. Again, it's a $1,500 starting bankroll, and that's a loss. So we'll switch to black for 20. We'll add a unit. We're currently up $60, and let's spin. Let's see what we get here. That's a 30 red. Okay, and that is a loss. So you can see on that last one, we were betting on, let's see, we lost that last one there, and we need one more to switch. So we'll be on red, and we're going to go from 20 to 30. All right, let's go ahead and spin. All right, here we go. That's a 4 black. Okay, so that's 2 losses. We're going to switch to chops now. So the chop would be the opposite of black, so we would actually stay on red, and we would go from 30 to 40, up a unit. So now we're on chops until we have 2 losses in a row on until we have 2 losses in a row on the chops. We won't go back to follow the winner. And there's a win right there. So we're going to stay on chops, and let's see where we're at. We're up 50. And let's go ahead and we'll be on black for 10 now. Again, we're going to be betting on the opposite now until we have 2 losses in a row. Okay, that's a 2 black. Okay, and that's a win. So we'll be on red now for 10. We're up 60, and let's spin. I don't think we were quite in session profit there. We were pretty close. And if anytime you have the chance, go ahead and reset it. Okay, so we're still on chops. So we'll be on red for 20. We're going to add a unit. And here we go. Okay, that's a 9 red. So the losing streak stops, so we stay on chop. So we're going to be on black for 10. And we're up $70 right now. And make sure you stick in here, though. If we have a bunch of losses in a row, you're going to need to know how to deal with that because you'll need more than one win to get it back. And we're going to be on black again for 20. And here we go. Still on the chop. And we lost. So now we're going to switch. After 2 losses in a row, we're going to switch back to follow the winner. So we'll be on red for 30. We're adding a unit. And let's go ahead and spin. And this will be, if we get more losses, it will really have to pay attention to our, where we were before we started losing. Because we just lost again there. So we're on follow the winner again, and you can see we were on 30. So now we're going to go to 40, and we'll be on black. And if we were to lose again twice in a row, we would go back to the chops. So that is a 6 black, but we got the win. So we're going to stay on follow the winner color, and let's see where we're at. We're at 50. That's close enough to session profit. So let's go back to 10 on black. You want to be smart. You want to maintain your bankroll is the most important thing. And that's 11 black. And that's a win. So we'll stay on black for 10. We're playing follow the winner till we have 2 losses. Then we'll switch to chops again. Here we go. And like I said, Mark says that he's done 2,000 spins, 1,000 on 2 different simulators with 0 losses playing this way. So let's go black for 10 now. We're up 70. And here we go. Okay, that's a 28 black. It's another win, so we'll stay on black for 10. We're up $80. And let's go ahead and see what we get here. And that's a 2 black. That's another win. Fantastic. And we're up 90. We'll be on black again for 10. And he said this is absolutely the best roulette system he's ever tested. So let's keep playing so we can make sure that that's the case. And that is a $10 loss there. So we'll be on follow the winner unless we get 2 losses in a row. He also has a $200 stop win on this, though. So remember that when he wins 200, he stops. And that is a win there. So we're still on follow the winner color. We're up 100. And so we're 100 away from where he stops trying to make more. And that's another reason he probably hasn't lost, is because he's not trying to be too greedy. He's taking, once he gets up a good amount, and there's a loss there, so we'll increase from 10 to 20 and switch to black. If we lose this one, we'll switch to chops. Okay, so that's a 16 red. And we did lose it, so we're switching to chops and going up a unit. So we're going to go opposite color for 30. And you can see temporarily we're down to $70 profit, but that's just because we had a loss there. And here we go. That's a 33 black. Okay, and we're staying on the chops. And let's go ahead and go back to 10. We'll reset. We'll be on red for 10. We'll be on chops until we have 2 losses in a row. And here we go. That's a 35 black. Okay, and we lost. So we'll still be on the opposite, which will be red, and will be for 20. Let's go ahead and spin. If we lose 2 chops in a row, we'll go back to follow the winner. And that's a 20 black. And we did, so we're going back to follow the winner and add a unit. So we go from 20 to 30, and we'll be on black. And let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. Remember, we were up 100. That's pretty important. And that's a 7 red there, so that's another loss. So now that we're on follow the winner, if we lose again, and we'll go up to 40 first. If we lose again, then we will switch back to chops, which is the opposite. And here we go. Okay, that's a 9 red. So we stay with follow the winner. And let's see where we're at. And we're not in session profit. So this is where you don't go back to $10. So this is a very important part here. We're going to stay at 40, and we'll be on red. All right, here we go. We got to get back at least close to session profit before we restart. And that's a 3 red. Okay, so now we're back to session profit. We go back to 10. We're on follow the winner color until we have 2 losses in a row. And here we go. That's a 25 red. And that's a win, so we'll be on red for 10. We're up $130 already. That's pretty darn good. And let's see what we get here. That's a 17 black. And that's a loss. So we will, again, be on follow the winner color unless we lose 2 in a row. We'll go from 10 to 20, and we'll be spinning on black here. All right, it's time to see what we get, and that is a 34 red. So that is 2 losses in a row. We go back to chop and add a unit, so we'll be on black for 30, which is the opposite of 34 red. And let's spin. Here we go. And that's a 27 red. Okay, so we lost that one. That's 1 loss. The last one was red, and we bet on black. So we have to do the chop one more time. We're from 30 to 40. And if we lose this one, then we go back to follow the winner. All right, here we go. That's an 8 black. Okay, so we won. So we stay on chops. And we're not in session profit. So we stay the same, which was a $40 bet. And we'll be on red, which is the chop, the opposite. And here we go. Okay, that's a 13 black. And that's a loss, so keep track of that. We'll go from 40 to 50. We'll be on opposite, which will be red. And let's go ahead and spin. We lose this one, we'll go back to follow the winner. And remember, the 0 and double 0 do not count. So you can see on that last bet there, we were betting on red. So we'll stay on that until we get one more loss, but we'll have 60 instead of 50 on the chop. And if we lose this one, we'll go back to follow the winner. That's a 24 black, and we did lose. So we're going back to follow the winner, and we'll be from 60 to 70 on black. And here we go. Let's see what we get. And that's another loss. So that's 1 loss. So we stay on follow the winner, and we go from 70 to 80, and we'll be on red. And currently we're minus 110, but that's why we have the $1,500 bankroll, to have patience. And let's see what we get here. That's a 30 red. Okay, and that resets it. So we're still staying on follow the winner. However, we're not in session profit. So we're going to be keeping the bet the same at $80 till we're in session profit. So let's go ahead and do that. That's a 1 red. That's a good one. Okay, so we'll be betting on red again. We're still not in session profit. So we're going to just rebet that $80 bet on red, follow the winner, and see if we can get another win. Okay, that's a loss. That's a 26 black. So we keep track of that loss. We increase by 1 unit, and we switch to black for 90. And let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. And every once in a while, you need that bankroll and patience, and we're going to try to use it here. Okay, so that was 2 losses in a row, and you can see on that last one, we bet black, and we were on the chop. So now we're going back to follow the winner. We're going to 100, and we'll be on red. Let's go ahead and place that bet. And we're starting follow the winner now, up to 100. Eventually, we're going to go on a nice run, but we need bankroll and patience to do that. And there's another loss. So we'll be on follow the winner one more time for 110. And we're minus 220. Let's go ahead and spin here. And see what we get. Ouch. Okay, so we'll be on follow the winner again for 120 because the zeros don't count in the counting process. And let's go ahead and spin again. And those zeros have been getting us a little bit here. There's another loss, 32 red. Man. Okay, so we're going to go, that's 2 losses in a row. So we're going to switch. You can see on that last one, we bet 120 on black. So we were trying to do follow the winner. Now we're going to opposite. We'll go to 130. And so the opposite of red is black. So we'll actually still be on black for 130. And let's spin. Hopefully we can go on a run here. We have the bankroll and patience to wait it out till good things start to happen. And that's the whole reason that you need a good bankroll and things like that. It's so important. So 130, and that was on opposites. So we're going to stay on opposites for 130. And we're minus 320. Let's go ahead and spin. Let's see what we get here. And that's a 16 red. Okay, that's another win. So we stay on the chops. So we'll be on black for 130. And let's see if we can get some wins in a row here. There we go. Ooh, that's a loss. So that's a 36 red. So that's 1 loss. And we'll stay on the chops one more time. And you can see we had 130. So we'll have 140. And we'll be on black. Let me add $10 more. And let's go ahead and spin. We have plenty of bankroll left. We just need to be patient for a good run. And oh my goodness, another 0. That's rough. Okay, so we're going to stay there because the zeros don't count on that. So we're still going to be on the chop. We're going to add a unit, though. We'll be at 150. So currently we're in minus 460, but we still have $1,000 left in the bankroll. We just need to wait for a good run here. And that's a 15 black. Okay, so that's good. And so we're still on the chop. And we'll be at 150 on red. There we go. And even though we're minus 310, if you think about it, you only need a few wins to get back in profit at 150. And that's a 16 red. Okay, so we're staying on the chop. We'll be black for 150 now. And we're minus 160. But if you think about it, if we get this one, we'll only be down 10. And there's 11 black. Okay, so we'll still be at 150 and we'll be back on red because we're not in session profit. But if we get this one, we will be, and we will go back to $10. And we got it. That's a 1 red. Okay, so now we go back to $10. We're still on the chop. We're up 140, and we'll be on black for 10. And we start back over again. So here we go. Okay, that's a 9 red. And this is the important time to remember that we were up 140, and that's our session profit level. And we're going to go from 10 to 20, and we will be on the chop still one more time. And if we lose this one, we'll go back to follow the winner. And that's 27 red we lost. So we'll go back to follow the winner and go from 20 to 30, and we'll be on red. But remember where we were at. That's really important. Now we're on follow the winner till we have 2 consecutive losses, and that's a 9 red. Okay, that's a win, and we're not in session profit, so we'll stay at 30 on red. And let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. All right, let's see what we get. And there's another red. That's nice. Okay, so we're in session profit now. So we go back to 10 on red and we reset. And let's see what we get here. That's a 25 red. This is a nice long run of reds. So we'll just stay on red for 10. We're up 180. And again, Mark says you just play till you're up $200. So we're $20 away. That's a 22 black. And that's a loss. So we'll play follow the winner one more time. If we lose 2 in a row, we'll go back to the chop. And let's go ahead and spin with 20 on black here and see what we get. That's another loss. So we do have 2 losses in a row. So we're going to bet on the chop now. So we'll be on black, and we will add $10. We'll have a $30 bet on black. And now we'll stay with the chop until we have 2 consecutive losses. And that's a 19 red. Okay, so we'll go from 30 to 40, and the opposite, which will be black. So let's go ahead and spin. Then we'll check our balance again. That's a 32 red. That's 2 losses in a row on the chop, so we're going to go from 40 to 50, and we'll be back on red. Follow the winner, and let's spin. And that's a win. That's a 3 red. Okay, so now we'll be on follow the winner, and we'll be for 50 again because we'll keep the bet the same. And spin. Here we go. A lot of red numbers. It's probably going to switch to black here. Nope, it stayed on red. That's good. So let's check where we're at. We're up 180, and that's close enough to session profit. So let's go back to 10, and let's see here. We were at 50. And now we're back to 10, and you can see now we will be still on red for 10. And let's see what we get here. But that's a black 24, so that was good to go back to 10. Now we'll go to 20, and actually that's 2 losses in a row, I believe. So actually, no, just 1. So we have 1 more loss there. So we'll go from 10 to 20. We'll still be on follow the winner color. And if you do make a mistake, just jump right back on board. And there's 11 black. Okay, so that resets it. We stay on follow the winner color, and we're in session profit, so we can go back to 10. We're real close to our $200 goal that Mark Gannon set for us. And again, it's a $1,500 bankroll. That's a win. Okay, so we just achieved our $200 profit goal, and just like Mark said, like he said when he tested, 2 simulators, 1,000 spins each, and had no losses. Even though we had a rough stretch there, we came right back, and our bankroll helped us do that, and patience for sure too, and it all worked out. So I hope you really enjoyed today's video. And I hope you're really enjoying the channel as well. Send your systems into roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. And that's the best thing about this is just seeing new systems every day. And I just love it. So I hope you guys are loving it as well. And let me know down in the comments if you have any questions. And again, send those videos into roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. Also want to thank everybody from TikTok that's coming over to YouTube. I can tell there's a lot of you, so welcome, and also thank you to everyone on YouTube that's been here for the last 2 years. I really appreciate all of your support as well, and I just love testing new systems every day, and I hope you guys love seeing them. And that's a nice $200 win today, and this is the Roulette Master, and have a great day, everybody.